Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first try musical analysis for WoW music. So, yeah, let's do this and let's get right into it. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'm really, really nervous. So, I hope it will be good. Yeah, for my first like stream, um, I choose to analysis the music of Hallowfall. Because I think Hallowfall is from the current content pretty much the most beautiful zone we ever seen, and the most interesting zone we ever seen because of Beledar. You know, the big crystal in the air. You know, and yeah, when I started working on this type of content, I found out that they have so much music in this zone. And since Bella does shift, also the music shift. And that's why I decided to do two parts of it. And today, the light part of it. And the darker one we'll see next week. It's just too much to talk about. And since I get really excited to talk about such things, yeah, it probably would be too long. So yeah, a little disclaimer before. I studied musicology in Germany, and so yeah, I hope I know what to do. Um, the music we will hear, or we hear always. I hope you hear music when you play WoW and you listen actually to the game music because it is beautiful and it is so underrated by many people. And I'm really really sad when I hear that some people just don't listen to that music like at all or never heard them before because it is just sad because it fits so good. Um, I will do my analysis in Western tradition because I learned it like that, and because music here is of course composed in Western, um, like the European or later than the American one. And yeah, for the titles of the themes or soundtracks, as you want to call them, um, I will following the titles I found from Yo Dragon. That's a YouTuber who lists and all the music soundtracks from specific zones in videos. You can find them on YouTube, which is really really nice because it is an opportunity to hear them separately because every title we will hear has um, various different versions, and you can just hear the versions after another instead of what we will now do, standing in like the zone and just listen to it. You have yeah, can have a specific look on them, and a big big thank you that he does such videos because it helped me a lot. Also, to get like real titles for the specific themes. Um, he found obviously I asked him obviously in the metadata of the sounds. So yeah, we will just follow them. And as you see or here at the moment, I turned off the sound, but um, yeah, we will start sound soon. But first, since we fly down soon to Hallowfall, um, who are the people who live in Hallowfall? I mean, I think we all know how Hallowfall looks, but we will just see how it looks because I will show you that in game. Um, yeah, I think the main people we have there are the Arathi, and that gave me the question: okay, um, who are the Arathi? Who are these people who living there underground in a place that doesn't look like it's underground? And yeah, I did a tiny research, and it's probably not complete. So please, please, please excuse if I miss something, because I tend to miss something sometimes. And yeah, the lore of WoW is like really, really big and really complicated. So yeah. So we know that the Arathi are we found here are from the Arathi Empire, which we don't know where it is and who exactly lives there. We know that there is an like kind of emperor. We also know that um, his empire is like also um, a descendant from Arathor, the first human big kingdom we had, which later got to the seven kingdoms we now know have. And we also know that since Baron Lothar is one of the main NPCs there, we know that the people who live in Hallowfall are also descendants from the Lothar family. Yeah, which we all know from lore. So yeah, what do we have? And what can we expect? Maybe also from music. We have like a culture that has that's yeah, that has an emperor, like some royal kind of thing. We also know that they have a strong, like a really, really, really strong belief in the holy light. And we also know that these people who are here in Hallowfall are part of our expedition. Um, so, yeah, they are explorers, and they are maybe also good at fighting. Because, if you explore something in Azeroth, you probably have some enemies. So, yeah, that's what we have. And now, start with music. I thought, because when you play your normal companion, you are at first in the Isle of Dorn, then you are in Donegal, and then you fly down first to the Ringing Deeps, and after that to Hallowfall. And exactly that is what we do now. And just listen to the music, how it changes while now it is like real underground. Looks like we are underground, and it sounds like. And then we go to Hallowfall. And then this. We have this bright crystal. And we have bright. It looks like we're entering a whole new world. And it also sounds like we're entering a whole new world. So what we got here is like a melody that really opens up. Um, it suggests something like really big, something gorgeous, something beautiful, something holy, something positive, like real positive. Um, we hear, I mean, first we have different variations of this part too. I can't show them all, so just say something a while and listen to them. But the first thing we hear, um, we hear mainly like strings and woodwinds, like the higher registers of orchestra. We have a slow tempo. It is relaxed, um, relaxed but light in a way. Um, and we have the choir. Um, and all this together gives us like a choral like sound, which I will say something more a bit later. Um, what we have is also like brass and more the background, which gives us the feeling of something big, something majestic, something royal, maybe. Um, and yeah, my first thought was we have the choir, and the choir we will have like everywhere there, and that is something um, that reminds me like of church music, like general, or like sacred music general, like in yeah, in a Christian tradition. Um, and I think that fits really well for Hallowfall in general, because as I said, the Arathi are strong believers in the holy light, and more, we have a new interpretation of the holy light in Hallowfall now, the holy flame, and that is something that reminded me on when I was like kid, and I grew up with a Catholic family, and flame and fire is something that is a theme we have so many times in the Bible. And I think that we now switch to more the holy flame part of it, also switch it more like a Christian interpretation of it, which is not bad because, at least I think it's not bad, um, because the world we generate, World of Warcraft, is like a mirror of the world we have in real life. Since in real life we have different religions, different people, different cultures. Why not having them mirrored in a game like World of Warcraft? So yeah, I would just say we have like the Arathi as Christian of World of Warcraft. Maybe, yeah, or maybe not. Maybe the Holy Light or the Holy Flame is something totally different. But the music and the story just gives us a little hint in that direction. Then else maybe it sounds like a bit more. There are the brass, the trumpets. Now listen to what the strings are doing. That's called glissandi. This upscale, this melody, like going up and down again, and going up, down. also listen to the flute and the chimes. That is another important point. These glissandi we hear, like the lower it, reminded me of someone sounds breathe, because it is like this breathe in and breathe out thing. And yeah, just in a music way. And then I thought maybe that is a sound and a sign, something living there, something big living there, like in the whole zone. Um, and also something, yeah, because of the rest of the music, sacred and something benevolent, because it sounds positive. It doesn't sound dark or dangerous. It's bright, it's big, gorgeous. And this positivity we also hear in these ascending scales we heard by the flute chimes, which is more like something. It sounds a bit. The chimes always sound like a bit something glittering. You know that is the idea I always have in front of my eyes when I hear something. Yeah. The only thing that was, in my opinion, a bit disturbing is that the metric or the time signature of the soundtrack is not like a regular one. It's not like straightforward. It's it's a bit off. It's not always the same. Um, it changes probably. I didn't check it like in detail, but it sounds like it changes from bar to bar. They have a different metric system. So it is not really obvious, but it is there. And then, actually, thanks to my boyfriend, because he showed me that one. He showed me a soundtrack that is similar to that, um, which gave me a new idea, and I will show you that to you. That is the main theme from Star Trek Next Generation, Birth of the Federation. It is the same structure, it has like same instrumentation, and I think it gives like the same feeling to listen to it. So I thought, because that was in the title, the word birth, maybe we have also a hint of something that gets born to the world in Hallowfall. Because we have this breathing like sound. And we also have this positivity, because we all know birth normally considered something positive. Um, Something exciting, something huge. And also at the same time, it is something scary because you don't know what will happen. Because there can be so many things that can fail. Um, so maybe the idea of that music, we'll just hear again, is to show us both, to show us this positive thing, this big thing, beautiful thing, and also the thing that something is there that is scary. And maybe we don't want to hear that because the positivity is so good, but it is there. Not really obvious, but it is there. Just listen again. This is also like a bit of a dark part. Maybe another hint. And there the Sunday again. While we listen. Point of Mereldar. Here, when you fly through the zones, different like zones in the zones, you have different always now finding, and that's Mereldar. So this one is different for us, what we had before, but it's not totally. It is also in a major key. The first theme, Hallowfall theme, it is actually called like that, is written in C major, like in music history and tradition, like the happiest key we can get. Um, this one here has also a major key. It is also really positive, but its metric is in 2/4. It is straightforward. It has clear structure, and it feels also more safe. We are in a city. It is the main hub of Hallowfall. Most of the people will live here. Um, most of the people will do their everyday life there. They feel safe there, in their houses, with their families. And it is also like a really catchy theme. Um, we hear the strings and we hear the flute or the other woodwinds playing like a really catchy song. It is simple and it sounds easy. It sounds, yeah, like the sound of normal citizens living their normal everyday life city. And I think we all know the sound of Stormwind, which is also a city. And you would also think, like, yeah, there are people living, there are normal people living. No royals, no clerics, no. I mean, also them too, but the main part of the city will just be like people like you and me doing their job, doing their things with their family. But the sound there is totally different because it is this big choir, this big like sacred sound you don't have in Mereldar. I think that is a big difference. You have the normal people here, and we have an easy sound. Also, this theme has, I think, the most different variations from all themes that we will listen to. Um, Also because I think it's the normal everyday life, and people are totally different there. People have different work to do. People are have maybe different sorrows, maybe different problems. Some are happy, some are not happy, and I think that is the idea of having such a variation of music in like a city like that. Um, One thing uh, I found is we also heard at the end of the part we listened to um, that there is a cembalo, and a cembalo is not a modern instrument. It is something we normally know from Baroque music, especially like from composers like Bach. Yeah, um, it sounds older, not really modern. Um, it is composed. This soundtrack is composed in a modern way. It doesn't sound like Baroque, but it has the instrument. Yeah, it doesn't really. It fits and it doesn't fit at the same time. And just important to say that because this tremolo we will have in other themes too. Um, yeah, so just remember that. We'll just listen again. here we can hear them really well. And it fits perfectly to the pitch strings if there. And also, don't forget the percussions. I think this variation of the theme sounds for me like a dance. Something like a dance. Lightweight one. One like, yeah, normal people would dance. Not like royals. And here we have our choir. And people who play Dawnbreaker like really often. We have also a church here. And if you enter the church, what we listen to is called the Mereldar Chorale. It has also 3 different versions. Some have more instruments, some less. But the main motive the same. It's the same like we have throughout Mereldar, also outside of the church. It's just lower, and because of the instrumentation or choir that thing alone, it gets this choral like character we also had in the Hallowfall. Um, it has still its light part with piano and the harp fitting perfect, and yeah, that's why I want to go and have a quick look what are chorals like at all. I mean, most people know them, like somehow heard that word. Um, but that word has like a really really long and bit complicated history. what it actually means. It originated from Latin, and it meant a religious song written in unison, which means only one voice. Um, I think some really prominent songs like that are Gregorian chants. Have quick look. You probably heard. That is what the music we now have in game. Um, that is like the original idea of what it was. I mean, there are several different versions. Like four, we know that most of them are not written down, and we barely can reconstruct them. So yeah, before you could write down notes, like musical notes. Um, we only can we only can imagine what actually the music sound like. But Gregorian chants are something we really know well. Um, so yeah, that's the inspiration. Later on in history, after Gregorian things, yeah, some kind of reformation and stuff happened in Europe. Um, Choral also described the songs that people sing when they are sitting in church, having their during their mass. Um, it was on most of the time only meant as something uh, that is only being sung without any instruments. And later they got versions established that have also instruments, and they are also called chorals. So yeah, it's not like a simple word, but all these things have together that it was always something religious, and it was always something simple, not complicated. Like we have only one voice singing, the unison one. We don't have like several melodies, clinging in each other, fitting together. It's only one melody we can follow. Um, and later it was simple people sitting in the church um, to sing that also in the same tradition. And yeah, and you again here. Where are they? Here. Here. And okay, now not today. Okay, we have only one person. And some days when you're going in here or think after quest stuff, like on that character, there are sitting several people like at a normal mass. And I think maybe we hear these people sing. It's the song of the people in the church. So, Mereldar. Now, have some other zones. The zone. Different music. Will I show you the next one? I'm right flying into it because, I mean, this big ship. There's the choir again. So, what do we have here? That is actually the lighter version of this theme. It's called Arathi Airships. And yeah, we see the airships. We have a combination of two things here. We heard the lighter one. I hope we can also hear the other one. Yeah, that is the other one. Now we shift over to the lighter. Like the very end of the lighter version. Also for fire. And we have those two. Remember those. this music also sounds like a bit endless. It doesn't sound like it will end soon. Just went to the off. Okay, so that is actually the main theme, and I think the most prominent thing here at the start are the horns and other brass, and horns and brass instruments in general. Um, they have something majestic, and also again something big, but also something royal um, onto them. Um, at least that is also the tradition in which they are used. And yeah, we have something big here. We have this beautiful giant airship. Then the other thing is, it is similar to what we heard in Mereldar. It has also like this light, easy stuff. It has also it is also a major key. It's also like positive structure. Um, we have also a wave-like sound in the background, and we have these flutes and chimes again, who sound like something is falling down. And the thing is, if I hear something like that, my first thought is snow. Um, but we don't have snow here. So I thought, okay, what could that? Why do we have like these flutes and stuff? And I think, and that is just something, yeah, I think it is this waterfall we hear, this giant, big water falling around, falling down. Also more waterfalls here, and the wave um, motive also fits the idea of a ship. I mean, we speak of airships, of course, but look at them. They look like real ships. The like the classical sail ships. Um, and it when I first listened to that like intensive, I had thought of another soundtrack many people probably know, and that is this. For those who don't know what it is, this is the music we hear in the Harry Potter films when I think it's the first time they actually go officially. Harry goes officially to Hogsmeade um, during the winter vacation, the Christmas vacation, and I think it sounds really similar. It has also this this lightweight stuff. It has also um, this flute that suggests something's falling down. In that case, it's actually snow. Um, but we have the same here, and yeah, I found that really interesting um, similarity. And another thing that they have in common is Hogsmeade is like town, just a tiny town or a village. Say it's more like a village, and it's again like simple people. Also, like we have probably simple people working here um, on the or for the ship. Yeah, because we're speaking of a Arathi. This is actually the Arathi shipyard we have. So yeah, it's again like in Mereldar, and like the example from Hogsmeade shows. It's again these people doing their everyday life and their everyday work. But it's not only that; it is also that we have big brass, beautiful horns. Um, it has also this big opening character. Yeah, you know why? Because we have these big, beautiful, maybe also royal ships here. It is both together. It is the simple life and the majestic ships. What we hear in the soundtrack. That's the Hogsmeade theme. It sounds so similar. And of course, don't forget the choir. No music in here without the choir. And I, I'm pretty sure the choir symbolized the belief or the religion of the Arathi. Because you hear that in so many different ways. But I will leave now because I have another nice one for you. Laurel's Crossing. That's also. that is something that sounds totally different. We had now the version with the clarinet as solo instrument. Every version theme has one solo. In some cases, it's the clarinet or a bassoon or a harp or a flute. It is always something light. It is always like some kind of strings or some kind of woodwinds. And it is always together with the background percussion and pizzicato, the pitched strings we had before, which gives the music like clear structure. It is clear, it is persistent, it is something that happens over and over and over again. And yeah, what we have here. This is, let's say, a small. It looks like a small village. It probably should be a small town because we all know towns, cities, and stuff in WoW look smaller than they would actually be lore wise. So, yeah, I would say it is a small town. And it is a town of most farmers. That here, they do gardening stuff. They do, again, their everyday work and their everyday life. They talk to each other. And they also feel probably safe. What was my thought when I listened to solo instrument? Whatever instrument it is, it doesn't actually matter. It sounds like someone is telling a story. It sounds like this instrument, like a person who tells a story. Um, but why do we have like different instruments? Yep, because so it doesn't sound like boring. That's fine. But maybe it's also because different instruments tell us different versions of the story. The story is always like the same, it has like the same truth in it, but they're a tiny bit different every time you tell them, like a rumor or stuff. Um, I think that fits the idea of a small town. People know each other, people talk to each other. Something happens, and then people tell each other about what happened. And yeah, every person maybe tells a different story. So let's just listen again. And by the way, we have a choir again. Just saying. Same story, different version. One thing it reminded me was uh, a piece from Maras Mussorgsky and the old castle. Listen to it, then I will tell you more about it. So we have also persistent, steady, clear structured background. And we have also a solo instrument. In that case, it's the soprano saxophone, um, which also sounds like it's telling us a story. So, some more background to that piece. It is a part of big cycle of pieces, and they all each piece separately are based on a different painting. The paintings are lost. I think we have one left, if I remember right. But most of them are lost. We don't know how they actually look like. But yeah, uh, it is called the Old Castle, so we can imagine it was probably a painting of an old castle. And the music should bring this painting to life. It should tell the story of the old castle. And yeah, that is, I think, the same idea, at least, or a similar idea we have here in Loris Crossing. You have this mixture of, again, people doing their work and, yeah, something that, like, normal to small towns, that people talk to each other, that people tell stories, which is also something that makes humans humans. We are telling stories, and stories are really important to us as people. They give us the culture we have. They give us also knowledge we have. And yeah, I think that is good, brought to music like really well there, the idea of that storytelling. So if we can actually walk there because it's not far away. Get to a music theme I struggled a bit on. This one, I- this one is also called it's called the Sunless Strand. The thing is, we're not at the Sunless Strand because the Sunless Strand is the area here you see over there. And if I walk over this bridge, so let's talk about first what we actually hear at the Sunless Strand when we're here. So if you're interested, that was my rarity. Uh, really interested where I'm standing now. I'm over there. And yeah, what we hear is something dark. Atmospheric. Maybe also cold. And it sounds like fragments. bit dramatic. And also a bit unfitting because we have these percussion things in the background that give like, I think actually like a Latin dance vibe, but only for a short time. I would say this music sounds a bit broken. And when we just fly over here, we hear like broken stuff. A lot of stuff. And we have the Cobus there. I'm not sure if we have like evidence what they actually are. But they are obviously like some kind of ocean people, deep people, maybe servants to some old god. Who knows? Just muted again. Because I don't know if you have done this quest, but there's a quest line with a strange fish that you set free, and then he went to the ocean. And he clarifies actually that he's at least a servant of the void, some kind, and so probably the Cobus are that. Maybe the Cobus are or were at least some different people. Maybe some people we know, and they get like influenced by the void and are now broken some way or another. It is a lot of speculation here, I think. So yeah, the actual music of the Sunless Strand, yeah, out of fragments. It's dark, dangerous, cold. It has a total different feeling than the other music we heard before. Yeah, and it fits because we know the Cobus are a danger source for the Arathi. So yeah. What confused me was that is not the music that is called Sunless Strand. Because the music that's called Sunless Strand we have over there on the other side of the bridge. And it's also quiet there again. And also it's Dundee again. Remember yeah, this music is not so much different from all the other music we heard, like the actual music of the Sun. Um, you have again this pinch strings and the harp that sounds like the music is playing ping pong, you know. It is again, at least in the first part we heard, um, more light. It is again clearly structured. It is again design everyday life. The interesting thing is that we have the music not only here where I stand, like here. We have it all again like over there. And we have it over there. That is Belladar's bounty. Doesn't show it like really good, but that is Belladar's bounty. And what all these zones have together is they are farming life. There you can just gather your flowers. I mean, as a player, you can just plant your seeds in and are farmers yourself. Um, this island is where Loris Crossing is. You also saw they are farmers. They are planting plants. They are gathering plants. They work with them. And here we have the same. My problem I had with the area over there where we have these weekly quest stuff. If you fly over there, you will experience that like it feels like every second the music changes. I don't know why that is actually. I don't know if it is actually intended to be honest. But yeah, it is for a fact. It is like that. This area has like I think like 5 different music themes in it. But one of them is the Sunless Strand one, which also fits because we have again farming there. What we also heard again, like I said, are the glissandi we have in the Hallowfall theme, where I thought, yeah, it is this breathing, this life, the sign of life thing. Um, I think it is the same here, but it doesn't sound that positive anymore. It sounds more dangerous. It sounds not really good. And yeah, I think it is the darker part of that breathing. Maybe we have, if there is something living there, we don't know. I mean, is something living there? Um, we don't know if it is really good or if it's bad. But this music has the same idea, and it sounds not that. Another thing I thought about why we have that like first part and second part in that theme is these zones are these areas are all next to like a more dangerous thing. We are standing here next to the Gobis, which are dangerous. Belladar's bounty over there is not far away from the border to Ashkahet, which is dangerous. And over there, we have, yeah, these farmers, but all people that do the weekly quests over there know that they are dangerous, and many of them. So maybe it is also just a sign that, yeah, they're doing their everyday life and they work and they farm and stuff, but they are always dangerous. They are next to the dangers. And yeah, I think that music also fits into that idea, um, at least in my opinion. So But since I talked about this area over there, we will fly over there. And yeah, as I said, the music there is shifting really often. I don't have like a really good explanation for that. But we will now listen to a theme that is called Arathor General. Talk about okay. I think first thing, this area is called the Hillheim Family Farm, and it's not like the other areas where there people were doing farm stuff. It sounds dark. I think not really negative, but darker. And I mean, look here, this area is dark. We have several things here. We have in the foreground really prominent a cembalo again. The cembalo is again like in Mereldar. It is this old instrument. Um, it sounds really different to the rest of the music. But it doesn't have like a real melody. It only has these interjections. Um, they feel a bit like interrupt. Yeah, but interrupting what? The rest of the music is the low string and the organ point we hear. So what is an organ point? It's something. It's the normally deep, the low tone that is just hold it. They hold it. It is just there. It is stays. And that's what it is historically connected to. It is something that means stays. Um, it's a standstill. The music just shows that. Why do we have that here? And why do we have then the cembalo interrupting this stays? Yeah, my thought was, if you look around here, we see Bereldar over there, but his light is not showing in the area we stand now. And also, probably also when he shifts the shadow part, and also when it shifts to the shadow part, the shadowy light will not reach this area. It is an area that is not really influenced by the shifting of a Bereldar. But since they are farmers and they do their work also for the people in Mereldar. Um, yeah, maybe the stasis get interrupted because of vendors and stuff that are coming here or leaving and just selling stuff to the people of Mereldar. Maybe it's that because we know we have the Cembalo also over there. And the last thing we have, listen again. There is the organ point. And now the only like solo instrument we have that has a melody is the oboe. And we again have a choir. So, why using an oboe there? Because that is the only like melody instrument we literally have. Um, Probably because it sound fits perfectly to the rest. Now you have to do some physics. Oboe has like the bassoon or the English horn, which is the same instrument family of instruments. They have very few partial tones, so they don't sound bright. They sound more muffled, more in the background, but also at the same time they are really distinct. They have such a specific sound. You will always recognize a bow from there. So yeah, I think that is just a beautiful fit into that darker kind of music, which also gives together with the choir, again, together with maybe you heard before church bells, that it is still this belief and the hope thing is still there. Even if you like live in this area which is not influenced or at least which is not reached by the light barrel. Yeah. What I found a bit disturbing is that this theme is called Arathor General. Because when I hear general, I would think of something military, but it is not. So is that maybe a hint what kind of generals or military we have in the Arathi? Like some holy soldiers and stuff? Um, maybe, maybe not. But I can tell you, we will have um to look more into like military music next week. When we go to the darker side of the crystal. But yeah, it. I just think it's interesting that some music like that is called Arathor General. There's the church bell and there's the choir. the last because now my last theme fly over here the sun need to breathe once again. Also fly over light everyday music simple and fly down generation. There we have horns. This music also sounds endless, like always repeatable, but not like repeated. It's just endless. Um, it is called Arathi Memorial, and as you see, we are standing here at some kind of memorial. The music is in C minor. It has a really, really slow tempo. It sounds, I think, I would say sad, but not like really sad because it also has hope character in it again. Um, because the music is opening like the first theme we had today. Um, and it has a rising character. It's like a rising and a falling down. Um, and they alternate always. Yeah, like a wave like thing. And maybe something we know from our lives. Bad things happen, sad things happen, but also happy things happen and nice things happen. And I think that is the idea of it. Um, the falling down, and then you rise again. Things get better again, and it is always like there is hope that it will be better again. The rising character is created by harmonic modulation. It is created by the ascending melody we have, um, and it is created by adding more and more instruments, yeah, during the theme or the music. The time signature is a 4/4, like the basic one. Um, it is very clear, it is very regular, and it is relaxing. And it reminded me, or I remembered, that it sounds like some kind of requiem. We just heard the instrumental part only. This is also part of it. It is another version of it, which has a big choir again, which fits because we are, I would say, at a sacred place where the belief is really strong, where the religion is really strong. Especially because we have here the Holy Flame stuff. And yeah. So yeah, it sounds a bit like a requiem. But what is a requiem? A requiem is maybe it's a mess for that people. One I have one example that fits at least that type of music. It's from Brahms, a German requiem. It's the last part of it. We'll just have a listen into just yeah as an example from other music. Has a very similar character to what we hear as the Arathi Memorial. So, thank you guys for watching. That's all from me for today. And yeah, and now just stay a while and listen.